Know what would make that better? Cup of white cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome in here. We are live at the White Cane Coffee Cafe as White Cane Coffee presents Coffee and a Conversation. This week, our special guest, Savannah Casey, the Warren County Chamber of Business and Industry, and also my neighbor, full disclosure. I told Bob earlier that this has the potential to get off the rails in a big hurry if we get into get into the Hooktown gossip. But no, Savannah, thank you so much for taking some time with us on this spring shower Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's a dreary Kinzu country day, but thanks for having me.
But I love these spring rains though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's spring is all about rebirth and renewal, and that rain just kind of washes all that winter away. And
well, we're not shoveling in it.
Well, so. Yeah, that is true. But let's get right into it. You guys got a big event coming up at the Trails at Jake's Rocks tomorrow, the Cand-Aid bike build. So explain a little bit about what that is and kind of how you got involved with that.
Sure. So we are donating 120 bikes to first grade students throughout Warren County, and that includes TIPU Charter. So we worked with the school district, and a while ago, a couple of months, it was Eric Weber who spearheaded it, and he wanted to do it for so long but didn't have the right partnering organization. Came to us because he knows what we do with the trails, and talked with Mr. Decker and the team and decided we could make that gap and we could bridge it. So we talked with the school district, and the goal was to raise $30,000 to get the bikes. They come disassembled, so tomorrow we are assembling them, 120 of them at Kinzu Beach. Hopefully it's not raining then.
So and if somebody wanted to come in and help out, they can just show up, right? You didn't have to pre-register or sign up, but
no, you can come day of. I know schedules get busy and hectic and all that, and we're going to offer a picnic lunch. Docksiders is actually going to cater it for us as a donation. So hamburgers, hot dogs, and all that. And then we're going to do an organized ride after with Warren Cycle Shop and the whole gang. So Cand-Aid Foundation is out of Colorado, and they are who spearhead like donations such as this. So they bring in the bikes and the people and the personnel to help make it happen.
Okay. So any of you bike enthusiasts, if you want to go out and help build a few of these bikes that are going to be donated and maybe get yourself in on an organized trail ride, head up to Kinzu Beach. Well, what time are you going to get started on that?
We're going to go at 9 a.m. till about noon. And if you're unsure if you know how to build a bike, which I don't know how to build a bike, so I'll give it my best Girl Scout try. There's other things we can do too. We have to assemble care packages for the kids, which include a helmet, in a book donated by the Warren Public Library, PNC Bank's donating some stuff. So we have other things to do besides building bikes.
And so this has really become a community-wide effort with this bike build.
Absolutely. It's for first grade students throughout the whole county. So it makes sense.
And so when are the bikes and the care packages going to be delivered to these students?
Monday morning at the Warren County Career Center, just because they're going to bus the 120 kids to someplace central, and that was big enough to host. And then we have a couple, I'd say, high-profile bike guys come in to do some demos. Jeff Lanowski's one of them, and they call him the Trail Boss for anybody that might follow him. Comes and does like a bike demo for the kids so that they know how to ride safely. Each kid, 120 of them, is getting fitted with their bike, fitted with their helmet. They can take it home tomorrow and ride, walk right off. So,
so again, if you want to have a hand in that, head up to Kinzu Beach tomorrow and build a bike, maybe put together a care package, get a great lunch from Docksiders, never disappoints. But that's just the latest in a long line of events and happenings that the chamber's been involved with. And this is you guys kind of say that a lot, and maybe people don't fully understand, but you are not your typical Chamber of Commerce. You wear a lot more hats than that.
Yeah, I don't know of any other chamber that does a lot of our development projects who does something like 120 bikes. Just and I know it seems so random, and why would the chamber do it? But we do it because we're affiliated with the Trails of Jinx Rocks, and outdoor recreation is an industry that is booming, and it's coming up, and it's new. So.
And certainly the Trails of Jake's Rocks have had a big hand in that locally. The annual Trail Fest, I know, is a must see or a must get to event, I should say, for a lot of people.
I must see it because I don't ride, so
Yeah, right.
I definitely like to watch the guys. Although they show me the videos after, and I'm like, oh, I just get so sick. This is just absolutely crazy that you all can go that fast, safely at least. No major injuries. But Trail Fest is huge. We draw in probably 1,000 people, and I would comfortably say 75% are out of county.
Yeah.
So the trails are a major draw for tourists.
And I saw just the other day you guys were down on Liberty Street, kind of sprucing things up a little bit for some of for the Wilds are working primarily as Warren County was selected as one of the two.
Yes. So the Wilds are working. If anyone's not familiar with the PA Wilds, we bring in 5 remote workers the month of August. Emporium is the other select county. Last year, their program got Kane and Belmont. So it's a new program, and I think Ben Franklin Technology Partners, who was here not too long ago as well, partnered with them to get that kind of grant administered and going. So we got to spruce up some empty storefront windows. So anybody wanting to take a trip downtown can see that. Piper Van Ord from Allegheny Outfitters helped design it with our Welsh committee. So there's a lot of local talent that brought that up.
And so, you mentioned the Welcome Committee, and how big of an opportunity is this for the county to really kind of show itself off?
I think it's a huge opportunity. I don't know when we're ever going to be able to select people from across the entire country that applied to the program. And we've vetted through applications from California to, New York, Texas, all over, and narrowed it down to 5 people that we thought comfortably would actually move too. They put on their application, do you think you'll move? Are you bringing a family? So we think that they would come here and see the best that Warren County has to offer. And they stay for a whole month, so I think they'll get fully immersed in all the fun shenanigans we got going on.
So we should probably start telling some people now, plan some of your big events for this month when they're here. We got to show off. But again, this is just part of that, the Chamber's mission of bringing people in and growing the county from a business perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And so even though they're remote workers, maybe not necessarily looking for jobs, they have spouses, they have kids that could come to the school district and potentially see jobs here that they like and want to get into. So it's a booming industry that we hope to capitalize on. And we at the Chamber facilitate Innovault, which is a co-working space. And so it's a perfect fit with those remote workers to be other remote workers. So it's not like they're alone in it. And I think there's a lot of people that come to the county that work remote.
Well, and that's been one of the things that I've said for a long time is that, along with bringing tourism and things in, the county has a great opportunity to, if we could get this reliable high-speed internet situation figured out, to really market itself as hey, if you're a remote worker, this is the ideal place to relocate to, because now you can remote work and you've got all of this, outdoor recreation available that you can take advantage of, and some of the other great things that we're building on. And this seems like it just plays right into that.
Absolutely. It's a county-wide initiative because Warren County as a whole is a part of the Pennsylvania Wilds. The remote workers only stay within the city just because they need direct access to the co-working space and the high-speed internet, which we all understand. But the whole county can capitalize on this, folks. And if you're right, they see it and they decide they want to buy a camp out in Russell or Sugar Grove and commute into the city to work a couple days a week, that's great.
And so, you mentioned the Innovault co-workspace, but you guys also have the incubator hub. And I think that's a really unique and maybe kind of not so well-known aspect of what the Chamber has to offer.
Yeah, the things we get ourselves into. I don't know. We do. So the Chamber serves as county's lead economic development agency, and that's been numerous years, 20 more or so. So we own rental property, which I think outstands us from other chambers too. A lot of chambers don't own property, they don't rent out property, they mainly focus on their one street downtown part of the city. Our incubator on Harmer Street has a dozen local businesses at any one given time, from small individual one
Right.
proprietorships to the big manufacturers.
Mhm.
Superior and Targeted, have warehouse space there too. So that building keeps us busy. We
Right.
own the building that
Yeah.
Innovault's in, which also has NPRC,
Right.
the college, which keeps us busy.
Mhm.
We own our offices on Market Street,
Right.
which has numerous tenants in it.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, we've owned property throughout, the course of our 20 plus years. Home Street, St. Bonaventure,
Mhm.
different avenues. So.
And so, if somebody wanted to, if they're thinking about starting a business or needed some of that
Mhm.
incubator space, how would they go about?
They call
They
us
can
at the
just call
office.
you, yeah.
Just call us. We'll figure it out. If we don't know, we'll find somebody that does know.
Yeah.
But we keep a whole list of what's available to rent, to buy, even if you're looking to purchase property. If you don't necessarily think you can rent from us because we
Right.
don't have the right space, there's numerous potentials, even city or county wide, that we keep track of. But John and Mr. Decker, they know to what best fits where.
Right. And so, what are aside from just space, what are some things that maybe that incubator has to offer somebody? That maybe we should have looked into 3 years ago when we were getting started. But just as a small business looking to get off the ground and get going.
Right. It's off the beaten path, so you're not direct for foot traffic per
Mhm.
se, but it has plenty of parking to where you could accommodate folks if you
Right.
needed to. It's secluded, so you could have the privacy that you need, but it's depending on your needs. So something
Yeah.
like you guys,
Right.
where it might just be office space and really good connectivity that we
Mhm.
can get you. And an incubator program is essentially done to help offset some of the major costs
Right.
of those small startups. So
Yeah.
we're willing to work and negotiate with a little bit lower rent,
Mhm.
a little bit maybe lower chunk of change for utilities that's
Right.
needed, just because we
Yeah.
understand you need to grow and flourish
Right.
to
Yeah.
get your own space.
Well, and as many small business owners know, it takes money just to even get yourself going
Yeah.
as a small business,
Yep.
and a lot of times you run into those unexpected costs, and
Oh, yeah.
every little bit, and we understand that as well as anybody. Every little bit that you can save somewhere along the line, whether it's in rent or utilities or what, that helps you to grow your business
Right.
in the way that you need to grow.
We've had a lot of tenants that have started small
Yeah.
and done that, and then it's nice to see them progress to, hey, I really need the next space over too. Can
Right.
you expand us? Can
Yeah.
we move over here? And I need warehouse space and an overhead door. And
Mhm.
sometimes a lot of places downtown or in the county might not have an overhead
Right.
door.
Yeah.
So in big trucks, I get a lot of shipments now. I've grown customer base, which is great to see.
Uh, and again, we just talk about how you guys are just not your typical chamber. I was fortunate enough to be able to get to the Welcome to Warren event,
Yep.
which was phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you.
And catered by the kids up at the Career
Career
Center,
Center
which was
kids.
excellent. Oh,
That
that's so
food,
good.
I know.
It's,
Those kids are, I don't know how
Yeah.
they do it, but if I could hire any one of them as my
Right.
chef, I would because they're
Yep.
great.
Well, it was funny because Chris Rossetti, our business partner, came up for that event, and he was so blown away by it that he ended up calling the
Nice.
Career Center
Awesome.
on Friday and let them know, hey, this was just great. Which was funny. He was telling me about the call, and they were very kind of, oh no, look, I've worked in the restaurant industry. I know when somebody calls you, it's never a good
Thing, right? So this
So-
is an excellent thing
Yeah,
to be
but-
calling them. Well, yeah, and anyone that's not familiar, they have their own restaurant.
Right.
The Hilltop,
Hilltop, yes.
is separate from the Career Center,
Right.
even though it's the same students. So their food is phenomenal.
Yes. If you ever have a chance, definitely check out the Hilltop, and if you can get them to come cater some events, it's well worth it.
Oh, for
Those
sure.
kids do a great job.
I'm sure people only came because they knew it was
Right.
the kids that were.
Well, I
doing
mean, that's
it,
why I
so-
was there. But,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
But again, those are the kind of events where you're bringing folks who are new to the community, and again, getting them in a central location and saying, look, here's some of the things, the businesses, the services that we have available. I know the Allegheny National Forest was there, the Visitors Bureau was there. Just kind of explaining, hey, here's who we are and what we've got going on.
Absolutely. And it was pre-COVID, but we realized like Warren used to do the welcome wagon
Right.
and they used to have a whole lot of fun,
Right.
welcoming activities for people, and they kind of go by the wayside. And then pre-pandemic, we were like, well, let's have this idea. And it
Yeah.
went okay. Afterwards, it
Mhm.
boomed because I
Right.
think people just wanted to get back to the friendly
Yes.
atmosphere, just meet each other and
Yeah.
shake hands in person and get to meet new people. So it was anybody that was new to the community as a hire got a personal invite, and then
Right.
representatives
Yes.
like yourself who know the community inside and out and are like, hey, you should try this, or you like that.
Yeah.
It makes a great event for our partners to meet new clients.
Well, and it was really interesting to talk to some of the new residents.
Yeah.
You know, and we met one couple that was actually a transplant. They had been here 30 years ago and moved away and decided to come back. But you know, a lot's changed in 30 years.
Oh
so,
yeah, I'm sure times have changed. Yeah, I met one gentleman from like California, LA area, and has a place downtown that you wouldn't even know, and revamped the whole inside, put in a lot of money into a building, and a remote worker too.
Right,
So new to the county. It was really cool to see that they bring their families and their spouses, and you wouldn't necessarily see that on the outside.
And you know, and I know, and just because I happen to know who you're talking about, they're Andy's neighbors, coincidentally.
Yeah.
And but I know their siblings are on their way back as well. And you know, I know there's a lot of, hey, we're on the downswing and people are going away, but there are people coming.
Right.
And you know, I think a lot of that, in a lot of ways, stems from some of the things that you know you guys as a chamber are doing, and that other entities throughout the county are doing to really work to bring people here and show them what we have to offer. And once they, you know, I'll fully admit, I was one of those people that when we left, no intention.
Yeah.
I mean, just none.
Yep.
It wasn't, you know, when at the time that we left, you know, the job market was negligible and housing costs were going up, and you know, we just kind of looked at it like, you know, but at the time that we left too, we were, you know, we've been married for 5 years and, you know, didn't have any kids. And we were out and got to see some of the country, and, you know, this is kind of cool. And then all of a sudden we settled in, you know, had our family, and then it's like, oh, but, you know, grandma's there and Nana and Papa are here and aunts and uncles. And then it's like, oh, you know, well, maybe we'll go so that we're, you know, within a day trip.
There you go.
You know, and then it just happened to work out that we both were able to find work here and came here, and now, you know, we want to stay.
Well, we like to hear that for sure. Yeah, and I'm the same way. I mean, I'm young. I have a family too, and it was before starting it. Like, well, do I want to move? Do I want to try somewhere else? But I don't know. It's just it's home, and for as much negativity as you might hear, you know, where else are you going to be able to? I walk outside and say hi, neighbor. So it's like I know all my neighbors on the block, and I can drive down the road and honk wave at everybody type thing. And I know population decline is huge. And it's the forefront of every major problem. You know, the declining workforce. You get the younger kids that say, "Oh, there's nothing to do here," and then they leave. But I'd like to think that we're on the mend. Every community goes through its ebbs and flows.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to think that we're going to get back up there, and it's the people that we can capture remotely that come here that are totally new, outside perspective, have no preconceived notions of any of it, and be like, hey, it's a great community. Let's try it out.
Well, you know, and one of the interesting things, and especially since we started Your Daily Local, the number of new people that I've had a chance to really, you know, a lot of them I knew casually, right? And since we've started the new site, have really got a chance to sit down and talk with them. And the number of people, you know, small business owners, you know, young entrepreneurs, other people throughout the county who are all trying to do what they can to draw people. And again, it's so much behind the scenes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That, you know, your quote unquote average person doesn't see the work that's being put in. You know, and it's hard to see the tangible results. A lot of times it takes years to see that.
Absolutely.
But it's getting the people who are here to understand and be patient. Like, yes, this does take some time, but you know, these things are 6 months or a year away, but when they hit, are going to be huge.
There's a saying that John says around the office that we at the chamber, we don't manufacture widgets. I can't give you the tangible product in your hand. But the intangible one that you're talking about is the network connection.
Yeah.
If I can connect you with somebody else who knows someone, or or if you're trying to find somebody at the right place and you just don't know how to get started, or you have an idea and you don't know who to talk to, it's that communication between agencies and people that we'll find it. And if we don't know it, we'll find someone that does know.
Right.
So I think communicating and working as partnerships definitely, and it's a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I know the Visitors Bureau and the county and the city, it's a lot of stuff that might not see on the surface, but there's so many moving parts that you just can't capitalize on all of them.
Right.
So
well, and I know, I mean, you guys have, from the day we walked in the door and told you what we were doing, we're like, yes, let's go immediately, and have been great partners. And there are so many things that we've done and so many people that we have met that, had we not had a chamber that is as community focused as you guys are.
That's nice of you to say. Thank you.
Well, and I mean, I'm not going to blow smoke for anybody, but
thank you.
There's no way we'd be where we're at right now.
And we appreciate that. You guys are community focused too, because you live here. You're my
Right.
neighbor.
Right. Yeah.
And Andy and John are best friends.
Yeah.
And Chris, even though he's outside of the county, sees that
Right.
we're not a small town like you would think. We're a small town with a really big heart, and
Right.
it's a lot of charm here.
Yeah.
And I think that you got to capitalize on that.
You got to stop stealing my steaks off the grill, though.
What?
I mean, that's
That smells so good when it walks down the neighborhood. Like, come on, I don't know. My kids do what they got to do.
Right. Speaking of steaks on the grill, and we're getting into that time of year, I tend to take the winter. Though this winter was nice. I probably should have been out a few more times.
Yeah, you probably could have been. Yeah.
But I think this is a good place. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the other great events you guys have coming up throughout the summer here in Warren County. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Coffee and a Conversation after this.
You know what would make that better? A cup of white cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.
And welcome back to the White Cane Coffee Cafe as White Cane Coffee presents Coffee and a Conversation. Our special guest this week, Savannah Casey from the Warren County Chamber of Business and Industry. And don't forget, the White Cane Coffee Cafe obviously is open in the plaza across from Tops through all the downtown construction. And, unfortunately through a little spring rain today too as well. But stop in, get yourself a fresh cup like we did this morning. They got some delicious baked goods, cinnamon rolls, hand pies, which I have a standing order to bring home the apple hand pies whenever they're available.
Yeah, I'm standing order for the cinnamon rolls, so yeah.
But stop on in, get some stuff. They've got frozen drinks now as well, frozen lemonade, iced mochas. And if you don't want to deal with the construction, it's not a problem. They're available on DoorDash. Just place your order, have your favorites delivered to your door, or order your favorite roaster brew at home online at whitecakecoffee.com. And just before the break, we were talking about getting out on the grill, and we're getting near to Memorial Day, and that leads right into summer. And I know the Chamber's got a lot of great summer events lined up, and I think probably nothing bigger on the horizon than maybe the food trucks and 4th of July. And,
oh yeah, the 4th of July is always a big weekend, and it's weird this year. I know it falls on a Tuesday. And so
it's odd,
it's odd, but we're gonna make the best of it. And I think they're gonna have festivities Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 4 days this year. Why not go big down at Betts Park, and then typical parade,
right?
Fashion too.
Which is going east this year instead of west.
All right, not typical, but yeah, it'll be a learning curve.
And it will. And I've spoken with Bob Willman, one of the owners here, a couple of times, and he said that they are clarion transplants, and they said one of the first things they discovered when they moved here was the placing of the chairs for the 4th of July, and it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, people are still going to put the chairs out, but there are families that for generations have. This is our spot. This is where we go, and for this year only. Hopefully that you're gonna have to try a new perspective on the parade.
Right. Well, you might get to venture down to the other side of town and see what
Yeah.
businesses are open down there. It's different. It's a learning curve for everybody. And Bill and Kelly Thompson, who do the 4th of July,
Right.
as you know, like kudos to the whole organization
Yeah.
for trying to make it work. They could have easily packed it up and said,
Yeah.
we just can't conceivably do it, but they found a way. They laid it out. And I know it's
Yeah.
different. I also am one who carries my chair down
Yeah.
there. Maybe not, days in advance, but I like to get my spot, and we usually go to the same place.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, this year, let's mix it up. I don't know, try somewhere else.
Well, and I know you mentioned Bill and Kelly, and they, like you said, they do a fantastic
Yeah.
job. And I know they are still looking for donations. We've got to get those flags on the
Absolutely.
poles heading east this year.
Yep.
So check out our story on yourdailylocal.com. Find out how you can donate to get one of those flagpoles installed for this year's 4th of July parade as we head east down Pennsylvania Avenue. And it's going to be different for us. We're usually right at the start. We sit out in front of Park Avenue Motor Car with that crew over there, and that's where they typically will come right up Carver Street.
Right.
So we're going to have to walk up the hill a little bit and get on the avenue to see things. But and I love the food truck festival concept that you guys came up with a couple years ago. I think is phenomenal. It seems like it's just growing every year.
Absolutely, and it's out of county food trucks as well as the places in the county that people don't necessarily know about. We just talked to a brand new food truck that's starting up this week, and it's like, well, we didn't know that you even existed in Warren County. So this is great. Come on and come down and be a partner with it for sure. And it's that partnership.
Yep.
So Bill and Kelly came to us, saw the mutual, beneficial relationship we could have, and just grow each other's events as a whole.
Yeah.
So because of the food truck festival, they threw in the open mic karaoke.
Warren's Got Talent.
Yeah, Warren's Got Talent. And I was like, that's fantastic. You would have never had that draw down to Betts Park outside of having food and craft vendors.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate that partnership. They're a volunteer-driven organization that goes above and beyond what anybody could conceivably do.
Yeah.
So.
And that organization's been doing it for a long time.
Right.
And,
yeah.
It seems like every year they keep getting better and better. Obviously we had the little fire incident with the fireworks last year, but that happens. It's and I think, and that's the other thing that I've noticed. As a business owner, and especially one that's so reliant on technology, is a broader and better understanding of stuff happens, and it just and you can think you're as prepared as you want to be for just about anything, and the one thing you didn't think of is the one thing that happens, and then it's like, what do I do?
Oh yeah, for sure. We run so many events in the county, and if we don't run them, we partner with so many. I would say our trailer goes to 35 plus year round, and if it's an event day, you're gonna guarantee something's going wrong. Like, the trash isn't getting picked up, or it's raining because we had to have an event.
Yeah.
Of course, it rains today, so it happens to be inevitable. But they make the best of it, and they get the backlash from the small minority of people, but realize you can't quit. You can't let the negativity drown it out. You keep going, and this year, I'm sure they'll make it fantastic, the best that they can.
Well, and I think too, you find if you approach pretty much anybody who's involved with any of these events, and we're the same way. We're open to constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expects that they're perfect in anything that they do. And if you go up and say, "Hey, look, I noticed this," or thought maybe this could have been done in a better way.
Right. Absolutely. We're open to that feedback too, for sure. We're not gonna shy away from it at all by any means.
Right.
It'll help us grow and continue to be better. I will say, leading into the summer months, like you said, we host the industrial softball tournament, and it got really harsh feedback, and it happens to be that we have to work through it, figure out what's best for the majority.
Yeah.
Understanding that I know we can't make everybody happy.
Right.
It's inevitable, but it's also volunteer driven, and it's for a good cause. We got to look past that.
Yeah. And you got a big change to the industrial tournament.
We
this
do,
year.
yes.
So by all means, explain what the change. I'm probably putting you on the spot. I'm sure this is John's baby a little bit. But,
well, it is, but we're a limited staff. You know how it is.
Right.
So if it's his baby, it's our baby. Yeah. We're gonna all share it. The industrial softball tournament stays true to its roots in that it's the industries that are the focus.
Right.
And so men's industry and co-ed industry remain the same. There's no changes. If a Whirly or a Betts or the big manufacturers still want to put in their teams, they can. We used to do the open divisions, which was anybody could come, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those people, that came from Pittsburgh that had the great team for 20 plus years.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm really, we don't want to lose that.
Yep.
But in and amongst the years over the time, there were some problems and some issues, and we have to find a way to combat that and the backlash we get from the good standing members of the community and organizations that say, hey, I really didn't like that this was going on, or this kind of adult content. That's not what the tournament's for. So open division is more, now we're calling it the chamber open division. If you're a chamber member, or if you're not and you want to join, we'll offer discounts and breaks. We don't want to shy anybody away. So come to us, be like, hey, I want to put in a team. I don't really know, can I or not? We'll work you through it. And we don't want to shy away from anybody. So it's a learning curve for us. We get backlash. We'll see how it goes. But
well, and if I was reading correctly, especially on the co-ed side, it's for us, right? We're a 3-person business, right? Obviously we can't field a team.
You can play every position. I know it.
But now there's an opportunity where we could join with, say, White Cane and maybe AO and put a team together based on our combined staff.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. And if you're a member, and I know White Cane and the AO is a member, but somebody else isn't, it's fine. We'll lump you all in together and we'll make it work. And that was the point. It's a little bit different style of networking to meet new people and have that camaraderie. And it's just a huge family picnic down there. That's for the weekend. It's just Johnny. You see those tents, and you see vets cooking out, and they're mingling with targeted pet treats and vice versa. It's a great family oriented event, and that's how it was. I think this is our 44th year of the tournament, and that's what it was supposed to be all along.
Yes,
back to its roots. So we would encourage anybody that wants to put in a team. Don't shy away just because you saw, there's no open.
Well,
there is.
It's
just different.
It's just different, and again, I highly encourage anybody who's interested, or maybe doesn't think that we've done a good job explaining. Call you guys at the chamber, and I'm sure you guys can get them set on the right way.
Absolutely. Anybody that has questions about, what does it take to put in a team anyways? There's so many tournaments, softball tournaments throughout the entire summer that if you don't think ours is a fit, we would encourage you to go to Paws Along the River or Blue Star Mothers, Caleb Holtzman, absolutely hit them up. And our tournament benefits United Fund. So it's each one has their good merits to it.
Play in all of them if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Play in all of them.
All worth playing in. But no, I love this concept again. Not only for businesses like ours that previously just would never have any opportunity really to play.
Right.
But again, that building new relationships or strengthening some of those ones that you currently have. Yeah. By getting outside of the business sphere and get out on the field and. Oh wow! I didn't know you could, hit bombs to the opposite field, whatever. But yeah, I love the concept, and again, I think it's just another example of you guys thinking outside the box.
Right. We tried to come up with a way to appease everybody. Our membership base is the majority of small business. We're the 1 to 5 employees that fall in the range of 95 to 100 of our members.
Right.
So if we can capitalize on them and be like, hey, try something different, even if you are the world's worst softball player, which you can't get any worse than me. Like, it's okay. Come down and, be catcher. All right.
Yeah.
Or stand in the outfield and root your team on.
We moved back, and I played in a couple of tournaments when I was working over at the TO, and actually wrote a column after the first one, just confirming that again, Father Time remains undefeated. But, I think I've got maybe one more tournament left in me, and that's going to be about it.
Yeah, but Father Time is he's sure great that one.
I don't think years ago before we moved, and I was working at McKissick, and we played in one and finished at second. But that Sunday stretch where we just had to play back to back to back to back, and even at 20 something years old at the time, it's just like. Oh, that was a little bit rough.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't see me for about 3 weeks if I had to do that tomorrow.
Yep. I like it. I like coming down there. Well, we're down there to
Yeah.
facilitate it, but I like just going and watching anyways, and it's fun to see the Friday night teams that are like, I'm just playing tonight.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
good at
yeah.
all, and then they're out. But they stay the whole weekend
Mhm.
to network and mingle, and it's their opportunity for just a
Yeah.
fun, giant, family-friendly picnic.
Well, it was really fun last year to go down and cover the event and watch the Beatty team.
Oh yeah.
You could just tell how much fun they were having, and they were being successful doing it, which made it even better. But yeah, I mean, they had their own cheerleading section and everything, and
Yep.
but those are the kind of things that make, not just the industrial tournament, but a lot of the events around here so great.
Right, absolutely. And if you're, new to the community and you've never done, like, just try something different.
Yeah.
Just adventure out and take a walk down to music in the park and hear a new band, or go to the Warren County Fair and experience something different that you might not be a part of. Come down and spectate at industrial because it's fun.
Yes,
so.
it is. and a lot less stressful on your body.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yep.
But I mean, those are the kind of things too that it's just, there's so much going on, and I know you guys are trying to let people know, and we're letting people know. And if you subscribe to our weekly email newsletter, just hit the subscribe to our newsletter button on your dailylocal.com, enter your email address. You'll get it every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We try to list, and I'm sure there's stuff that we miss, but
inevitably,
we try to list everything that's going on, and inevitably when I'm putting everything together, I get to the Saturdays and Sundays in the summertime, and it's like, whoo. Oh, we're still going. Okay, no, there's more. Oh, we got this. No, we're still doing this, and but it's such a variety.
Oh yeah.
There's live music, there's mountain biking, there's softball tournaments, there's golf tournaments. There's just so many. There's arts things going on at the art gallery or at the library theater.
Right.
It's just such a great mix. There really is something for everybody.
I know, and the people that might be a little bit vocal and say there's nothing to do. How do you say there's nothing to do?
Yeah.
It's every single weekend. And Starbrick's got their fire department and garage sales today with a chicken barbecue, and the YMCA is out of the trails running laps. So how do you? I don't know. How do you justify that there's nothing to do when every single weekend, even in the wintertime, we'll find something to do?
Right. So. Yeah. And I don't think there's a weekend where you couldn't drive somewhere in the county and not find a chicken barbecue.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, somebody's doing one every weekend. You just got to look and see who and where.
Oh, absolutely. Garage sale season starts. We're out and about antique shopping throughout the whole county when the museum's open.
Farmers market's going to be getting up and running here every Saturday, and like you mentioned, music in the park on Friday nights. Just like you said that. And again, I'll readily admit, when I was 16 to 20, was one of those. There's nothing to do. But there is, and that's part of our goal is to help all of these businesses and organizations find a way to amplify what they're doing and letting people know, hey, this is what we've got going on, and this is why you should come check it out.
Absolutely, and we greatly appreciate that. And thank you for always being an advocate for when we send you guys events and activities. And the Visitors Bureau does a fantastic job too. Their calendar on their website is pretty comprehensive, I'd say.
Lisa's a saint. She puts that together, and
her Facebook posts that are miles long. I'm like, kudos for you for typing that out. And people that say, oh, well, you missed mine, or oh, you missed that. Me too.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and it's inevitable, but there's so much going on.
Yes.
But there's nothing to do.
No. Well, yeah. And again, even on a kind of a dreary, rainy day like this, there's something somewhere that you could find that maybe doesn't have to be outside. And you know what? If worst comes to worst, come down here to White Cane, sit down, grab a cup of coffee, sit and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Just get out and you never know who's going to stop in. I mean, as we've been sitting here, there's been some door dashers have come in, and a couple of folks picking up obviously some catering events for some larger breakfast type things, and
absolutely,
and not just here. We would encourage go to Arbor House, go to the Pepper Mill, go to Plaza, just get out and meet people.
And each part of the community too, in the whole county, I think has something to offer. The revitalization of Russell and out in Youngsville for Roy and everything, they're trying to get their communities up and started too. So if we don't have something going on in the city or whatever, go out to the County, and I
Yeah.
venture out to Sheffield and Youngsville all the time, and down to Tiddy Youth. They've just had a giant festival
Right.
down there in Tiddy Youth, and have other functions coming
And
up.
got
so.
that big fishing tournament coming up down there, and
Yep.
again, it's just so many good things, and we're getting ready to start our annual summer touring Warren County series, and so if you're looking for places to go or things to do, stay tuned to your daily local. We're going to have some of that stuff coming up, and there's again, you mentioned the Visitors Bureau. Head out there, their office in Starbrick, which you can, you guys have a copy of the arch in front of your office, and they've got a replica arch in front of their office building. Yep. But they've got a whole event list. They had just recently held an event fair out there. Again, just trying to let people know, hey, this is everything, and it's not even everything. And I say everything, but they've got a very comprehensive list of things that are happening in the county.
They're a great partner to have. I think they're just going to be open on Saturdays too, until like 2:00 or something.
Right.
I saw for the summer months of
right.
duration.
Yes.
And then KPIC out at Kinsey Beach, and that's
right.
going to be opening too for Memorial Day weekend, which throws Jake's Rocks
right.
right there. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the other. The just abundance of outdoor activities, even if they're unorganized. Just go up and ride the trails or walk the trails, or go out to Heart's Content and take a hike. But be sure you know where you're going if you're going out to Heart's Content. I know it can get a little confusing out there sometimes.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Or I love it when summer months come and I see all the boats, kayaks, canoes out on the water. I think that's phenomenal. With Piper, pumping out thousands, if not tens of thousands of people down there, and we're pumping out 40,000 people at the trails. So it's awesome to see that. And
if you don't want to go out that way, head into Clarendon, and out to Chapman State Park. There's almost always something going on at the state park on the weekend.
Absolutely, they got a lot of good programs out there, and camping is going to be huge. I know Red Bridge and Cayuga and you drop all them are starting up their camping season. So,
and Red Oak just held the annual chainsaw carve last weekend, and
you can even camp out at the fairgrounds on the major holidays. So, just something for everybody.
Oh, there absolutely is, and and again, I think as we're kind of wrapping up here, the stuff that you guys do, the event hosting and the incubator and the co-work space, again, I think it's you guys, your tagline is "Come see what the Chamber Advantage is all about." I mean, there's a lot of things to see, and I think we are very fortunate to have such an organization that takes such a comprehensive look. Years ago, I worked at a small appliance store in town, and this was prior to the current iteration of the chamber. And the owner there often would talk about how difficult it was to start, because when they went to the chamber at that time, they said, "Well, we've already got an appliance store. Why do we need another one?" Yeah. And I think that you guys have started to understand, right? Because now neither of those stores are right. Like those things don't always last forever, and sometimes the kids don't want to take over the family business, or what a million different things could happen. But you guys have taken the opposite approach of, hey, the more business we can get here, the better everybody's going.
Absolutely, and like you said, we as the chamber, we're celebrating 20 years this year. Back in 2003, we merged the development with the chamber as how it stood at the time. So we've been known as WCCBI for 20 years or so, and we're relatively new in that regard, but have seen so much growth and potential in that last 20 years that it's exciting to see what more is going to come. The rec hub, the whole riverfront redevelopment, we never would have guessed 20 years ago that we would have had that. So it's a common misconception what we do, and we're combating it every day like everybody else is, but we do so much as the development organization that if you have business assistance or questions about starting a business or running an event, filing grants and permits and a menagerie, like, come to us, we'll figure it out.
Well, and again, I still just took advantage of the Gannon SBDC was here on Tuesdays, and they come once a month.
They do, Maggie comes all the way from like St. Mary's or St. College or somewhere like that from Gannon, and she's a phenomenal partner to have. And we're booked, so it automatically tells us that there are so many people that need assistance, or in the pandemic thought, I'll start this a side gig. I'll do a little
Right,
hustle and see if it makes me some money, and it did.
Yeah.
Now I want to take it.
How do I
Yeah.
how do I grow from that side hustle
Yeah.
to
My
this is what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the ideas that we hear, I just love it. I
Yeah.
love knowing that there's so much diversity out there that people have these great ideas. It's phenomenal.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you from enjoying this lovely spring day. But thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. And so if people want to reach out and find out more about the chamber, what's the best way to get a hold of it?
I say stop and see me at Market Street because I love face-to-face interaction and meeting people. But give me a call. It's 814-723-3050. Monday through Friday, we're open. One of the guys or myself will be there.
And again, that office building, you can tell the big arch right in front of the entryway, and you guys are very difficult to miss, and that's the way it should be. So, so again, thank you so much for taking your time. We certainly hope people will stop in, check out, see everything that you guys have going on. They can certainly see. We're gonna let everybody know everything you guys have going on over on yourdailylocal.com, and maybe I'll cook up a steak or two for you later.
I hope to see you outside. All right.
But again, Savannah, thank you so much. And that'll about do it for this week's Coffee and a Conversation. We will be back here live from the White Cane Coffee Cafe in the plaza across from Tops next week as White Cane Coffee presents Coffee and Conversation. This is Brian Hagberg from Your Daily Local saying thanks for tuning in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You know what would make that better? A cup of White Cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White Cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.